Welcome back to our channel. I must say that today is a very beautiful day outside. The weather's good. The smoke from the fires in Canada are not affecting us as much as they were before. And the air quality is good for the first time in a long time, and the temperature is down to what it should normally be. Just for things like that, we should be all celebrating. Celebrating life, celebrating joy. We should have groups of people that we hang out with, we go do things with, we share things with. We should be able to go to beautiful places and just enjoy living. It's hard to do that sometimes, though, because sometimes people have different agendas than ours. Unfortunately, some people can only enjoy life by lording their wants and desires and their power over other people. I guess on this channel, the big thing that we talk about is how to become a person who is not so small that they only feel that they have power by oppressing other people or forcing other people to suppress themselves. And so we work through our various religions and spiritualities in order to become the people that we know are good, are beautiful, are loving and kind on the inside. And that is what every valid religion is for. And if that religion does not support such things, I think it should be thrown out because it is just a cause of pain, suffering, and separation in the world. And we don't need any more of that, do we? The reason I say we don't need any more of that is because we can see the results of this type of mindset right now in the world where we have strange weather patterns from global warming. Excuse me, that's global warming. We have droughts. We have fires going everywhere. The temperature of the ocean is rising, causing algae to grow in some places, fish to die in some places. All kinds of terrible things are happening. These things are all happening because we can't seem to come together as individuals in order to do what is good for the planet. While a small number of people who are selfish and who are hateful and who are angry and who want to be on the top seem to have the ability to come together for their one purpose and work together with one mind and one heart. And that, I think, is the thing that we who believe in freedom must learn to do. We must learn to come together with one mind, with one heart, in order to make this world a better place for ourselves and our children's children and every living being here. And we can do this. We can do this by having a deeper understanding of way the world and the universe is. And one way we can begin to understand it is by looking at what these treacherous, violent people are doing and realizing that if we look at that and we throw out the poison that they carry with their methodology and use the methodology carrying out good, peace, love, and justice, will be more effective. Because you see, most of the evil people in this world who have gained power and prestige have gained it by taking what the good people have created, all of the institutions, all of the ideology, and they've added their poison to it, and they use what the good people created in order to put forward an evil agenda, And then they taint the institutions, the religions, all of the values to such a point that the good people will leave those powerful institutions and begin to work to start their own. And as a result of this, you end up with twisted, warped institutions because basically they've been colonized by those who don't know how to love. Well, it's time to create institutions still that bring forth love and justice, and not to leave those institutions when people with twisted and warped ideologies come in. No, it's time to make a stand there and not allow them in, and also to go and reclaim all of the institutions, all of the ideas, all of the words, and all of the things that we were forced to leave behind because of their warping and twisting. It may seem impossible to do it, but I don't think it is. It just takes courage, boldness, and sincerity. We must start by looking at definitions of the words that are being so used and thrown around by the far right, and going back to the real meaning of those words. Or concepts like critical race theory. When people on the far right talk about critical race theory, they're basically talking about something they don't know anything about. Critical race theory is a classification of study that is applied in law schools. And this says that the juries and the judges and the lawyers may react differently to one group of people than the other because of their race, gender, ethnicity, or other physical traits. That's all it is. It's not something that is used to brainwash people. It's not something taught in high school and junior high to make white people feel bad. It's not black history or ethnic studies as they try to pretend. It is a course taught in law school in order to let lawyers and judges and others who are going through school learn the effects that the judicial system might have because of race, ethnicity, gender, and other issues. That's it. So I would suggest that we begin to steal that word back and use critical race theory in the context in which it belongs. Another word is pro-life. No, most of the people who call themselves pro-life are not pro-life. They are against welfare. They are against food stamps. They are against abortion rights, even if the person is dying or has been raped. They are against immigrants. They agree with locking children up along the border in cages. Most of them have a racist agenda. They're against affirmative action or equal opportunity. They basically are against life completely. But by standing up and defending unborn people, they can pretend like they have some good intentions in their heart. Well, it's good to be supportive of people who don't exist. That's not pro-life. That is pro-fantasy. When you support the people who are here right now, living here on Earth, and you try to bring forth social programs, that is pro-life. So we should call them what they are, anti-abortion people. That is what I mean by taking back words. I mean taking back religions. Most religions, if you go to the core, were about ways of connecting with the divine, and the most radical ones came from people who had a pure connection, a mystical experience, a realization, and they did not expect people to rise up and create priests and pastors and rabbis and all those people who were supposed to stand in the middle between one and the divine. No. And all of the rituals and teachings of these clergy was supposed to link one directly with what one considered God, not to link one to an institution that one would have to keep funding for years and years and years, thinking that they had to be part of that institution to be part of divinity. Institutions are necessary. Some of them need to be funded. They lead to truth, to justice, to awareness, to becoming woke, to waking up, to understanding the way the world works and the way that we work, and our relationship to every living thing on earth and to this cosmos, to thinking beyond and moving beyond the small boxed form of human thinking that we have been raised in, so that we become what the Greeks called cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan individuals were those who became citizens of the cosmos. They weren't just one race, they weren't just one nation, they weren't just living in one town. No, they realized as they expanded that they were citizens of each and everything in the universe. And later on, in many religions, people were led to realize that they were the embodiment of the spirit of life, of love, of God that we all speak of. We weren't separate. We weren't sinful, horrible creatures cast down because we were mean and nasty and because someone ate an apple a long time ago and all of these things happened. No, we are the divine. And what makes us the image and likeness of the divine is the fact that we are able to think, to move freely, to create love, peace, and joy in the world if we choose to. And that, I think, is what all of us come to this earth plane for, to create love, peace, and joy in the world. But this plane gives us the option of doing the opposite. Our system is built on a hierarchy. It says some people are better than others based on all types of things: the color of the skin, the height, the weight, the gender, the sex, the sexual orientation, and the amount of things that someone can acquire. The amount of power one has to force other people to do things. They say those things are what determine if we are closer to God or not, and if we are better people, good people. And they say that climbing the ladder towards the top, or being identified with those at the top, automatically make us a good person, closer to God, closer to love. And any failure shows that we are against God. That is what the system we are born into pushes upon us. It gives us a choice. We either choose to be the divine, loving, kind beings that we came into earth to be, or we choose to try to escape any pain and suffering that comes from being that in a corrupt world by going along with the corruption. And this too, this choice, is part of the divinity. My question is, what do you choose? Do you choose your inheritance, your power as a creative being, your power to create love, peace, joy, and justice, your power to turn all of the pain and suffering that you have ever had into a way of growing in strength, in love, and in character? Or do you take the bowl of beans, the things that you need right now, in this moment, not to survive, but because you are hungry and you want it? These are the choices that we have. And one of them means life, love, the completion of the goal that we had before we even came into this earth. The other means returning back to the source. Saddened, feeling like a failure because the seeds that we have sown have not liberated, but will grow in the future into more horror, pain, and suffering for the generations to come. Those are our choices, and I hope that we will all choose well, and I hope we will choose life. Thanks again for being with us. Hit the bell, subscribe, hit the like so that you can receive more of these videos. And by hitting those things, we can also become monetized on this YouTube so we can do more and more. But lately, a lot of people have not been monetized or have been demonetized for not saying the right things, which is very sad. So, another alternative is for you to visit our website, hit the link, sign in. There is a donations page, but more importantly, there is another page. It leads you to a platform where you can invest as little as $100 and start getting a return for your participation in the opportunity. Thanks again for being with us. May your day, year, life be one that is miraculous and beautiful. As beautiful as you. Namaste.